school, meeting your friends, going to coaching institutes, evening getting together, playing sports, and also studying. So therefore, all those things are important. There are times when peer-to-peer learning only gets you there. And all your friends have moved on and you're sitting at home. So my request is plan B, plan C. Park yourself in a good institution, college, and maybe next year, if required, please go and try it. For example, so I'm thinking of writing the engineering exam this year. Okay. It didn't turn out to be well, or I wrote the CLAT exam. CLAT exam, I didn't get a result. I wanted to make it to NUJS Kolkata. I wanted to study there. No problem. You've got the 10th ranked college. Go park yourself, study law this year, and next year no one stops you from writing CLAT again and studying at NUJS Kolkata. Why not? So I'm just saying, be realistic, be pragmatic, and okay, hold on. Next year you will write the entrance exam. This year COVID has anyway disrupted. Next year COVID comes in a big way, and you are sitting at home and saying, oh, another year. Now I will go next year. I'm saying wait for 10-15 years, stay at home, get married, raise kids, and then you will study. I'm sorry, that was a joke. All I'm saying is, don't leave everything to chance. Okay? You prepare, use this and sit and analyze and have proper planning. Do proper planning. You will be safe. Next, a lot of students come and ask me, Prikshit, like I can see list of NIT colleges. Now, please understand, NITs, I will make it to NITs only on the basis of my grade percentage, or which is IIT main score. Now, a lot of us want to go to those distinguished government colleges. Okay, my number one question, which I talk to students, there is nothing wrong with private universities. In fact, if you talk about education in this country today, the education in this country is revolutionized by both the so-called well-established conventional colleges as well as private universities. If private research was not there, what would we be doing? If today's startups were not there, would we be able to take control of the pandemic? You mean it's the government? So it's like a private sector and public sector, both work together. So every private university, please understand, there are some remarkable institutions in this country, even institutions of eminence. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, go and try, but keep a focus, keep backups. And I'm not saying private universities are only for backups. No, they are amazing universities. Imagine you're talking about liberal arts university. Are they government sector universities? No, all private players. And see, so there is nothing wrong with them. They are brilliant initiatives. Look at them, talk to them. Nirmal, over to you.
Yeah, that was a great point, Prikshit, about gap years. Because I'm getting a lot of questions from students that should I take a gap year? I don't want to go on campus. It's not safe. It's not secure. I don't want to take online courses because obviously they think that, okay, it's not education. I'm used to this face-to-face. And let's face it, I think a big part of education is the social network that you are forming, right? So having said that, I would say, yes, a gap year is okay. And in fact, all over the world, in Europe and Australia, a gap year is probably the more common option that people resort to after grade 12. You know, in India, it's just not popular, but take a gap year only if you know you have something which is relevant, which is productive that you're going to be doing in this year. If you're going to be sitting at home and again watching Netflix, Prime, Voot, etc., for 1 year and say, I'm taking a gap year, I'm staying at home and I'll go next year to college, I don't think it's worth taking a gap year because you're wasting 1 year of your life doing nothing. You have to move forward no matter what. Whatever the situation, and I keep harping on that, no matter what the situation is, we have to adapt and keep moving forward. If you have a great idea of something you want to do for the gap year, by all means, please do take it. There is no harm in doing that. You want to go out and help the community. You have this great idea. So I'll tell you some examples of gap year that my students have taken. So we had a couple of students who took a gap year, and because they wanted this BA in dance, they had 1 more year that they wanted to do dance full time and do stage performances, and also they get their degree in dance before they went on to an academic degree. So yes, that was a good utilization of their time because they actually did something which was their passion. There was another person who wrote an app which became quite a popular app on Google Play Store. So he used that time to actually make an app. That was a productive use of his time again. There are people who take time off to play a sport and see if they can make a career in that sport. So if you're a cricketer or a soccer player or a tennis player and you say, I need to give this, I'm 17 years old, I need to try now if I can make it to the next level. Can I make it to the IPL? Can I make it to the state team? I need to take time off from studies. So I'm going to take a gap year or 2 gap years even, no problem, and move on and say, okay, there are people who take time off to play a sport and see if they can make a career in that sport. So if you're a cricketer or a soccer player, I'm just hearing myself again. Give this, I'm 17 years old. I need to try now if I can make it to the next level. Can I make it to the IPL? Can I make it to the state team? I need to take time off from studies. So I'm going to take a gap year or 2 gap years even, no problem, and move on and say, okay, there are people who take time off to play a sport and see if they can make a... Yeah, can you hear me, Sanjeev? Can you hear me? Just show me a thumbs up because I think there was some confusion. Okay, super, super. So if you do have someone, so I was talking about playing a sport. If you're playing a sport and you need this 1 or 2 years to actually make it happen to the next level, by all means, take that gap year. If it works out fine, you're a sportsman, you're earning money using sports. If not, you can always go back to studies. So there has to be a reason. You want to get into research. So you're working with a professor on some amount of research, by all means. Do not take a gap year just because you're scared of going out. Stay home, take online courses. So again, reiterating, gap year is good if you have a plan for it. If you don't have a plan, I don't recommend it. You can still take it, but I don't recommend it. Yes, PD, any other questions? That I know you've been looking at the questions and answering a few of them.
Yeah, I'm answering.
Yeah. So any questions you want me to address or you want to talk about some? I know some answers may be longer. So let's talk about some of the questions if that's easier.
So another thing for students is that, we are trying our level best to speak to you, to explain or to tell you how to go about it. Great. But if you've been given this opportunity to have this virtual exhibition where you can talk to universities, you can get to know about them, you can get to know their programs, their courses, what offers, scholarships are available. And then you'll also be able to compare universities. And it's great that sitting at home when you're sipping your tea or coffee or Coke, sipping Coke, and then you also get to interact with them. If you can't go out in the world's come to your drawing room. So please make effective use of it. That's my request. I am also quickly, Nirmal, you want to take any particular question, though I've been answering?
I've been answering here. I'm answering some over here, but you can carry on if you're taking something.
How to get concentration. Now see, concentration, you can't buy half a kilo or kilo. Concentration has to come from within. Concentration requires commitment, focus. If you're finding it difficult to concentrate, I'll give you a tip. Okay, what is the tip? The tip is, don't try and make big promises. I need to concentrate. Don't force yourself for long hours. Simply use a simple alarm clock in your house and set the alarm clock for, say, 30 minutes. And tell yourself, in these 30 minutes, I am going to do this. And no phone, no music, no people, nothing. Sit with that alarm clock. And now you tell your mind, it is only 30 minutes. 30 minutes, I'm going to do this and done. The moment 30 minutes is over, all right, if you are already in the grip of things, you're enjoying it, stretch it by 5 or 10 minutes if you want. Otherwise, stop, get up, give yourself 5-10 minutes break. Now your mind has understood that this guy is nice. He's not forcing me to do anything crazy. He just told me 30 minutes, 30 minutes, he got up. So your mind will start listening to you. Also, your concentration and your span, which is your effective focus, will increase. Why? Because you're not thinking about, your mind will not go anywhere, because your mind will say, concentrate, because it's just like this, 30 minutes will disappear. So study for a shorter duration. Once you're comfortable with it, then move on. All right, maybe you can have 4 short capsules of 30 minutes. And before you realize, you've already studied for 2 hours, and you will say, wow, good job. So, I'm just saying, like in 3 Idiots, he said, you have to just handle this. You have to handle this. Okay. Right.
Yeah. There is
Do you
one
want to take
question.
the question?
I think, yeah, there's one question I wanted. There are a lot of new career options. How do we figure out if it's the best fit for us or not? So can you, I think it'll be great if you can explain how you can do a personality interest assessment, etc., to find the career options out.
How can you, so my request is, please, so usually how people used to do it is understanding your own interest, okay, understanding your aptitude, talking to parents, talking to teachers, understanding what your friends are doing, and kind of mix and match. The other quickest and fastest and scientific way is simply go and do an assessment. If you want, you can look at the Minder assessment. If you want, go and do it. Within 2 hours, it will create a 35-40 page report on you. It's a very, very strong instrument. It may help you. Go ahead. Okay. It just looks at your aptitude, interest, personality, a lot of other areas. It could help you. All right. I'm picking up another question. Last question. What are the university for commercial? I'm assuming you're talking about universities for commerce. There are lots of them. A few of them are here. Why don't you talk to them? What if I'm good in economics but not maths, but I want to pursue BSc economics after 12th? Should I go for it or not? My suggestion to you would be, if you really struggle in maths, don't go for a BSc Eco, go for a BA Eco. Okay. However, it's not that BA Eco is also going to be a walk in the garden, because maths is I would say, I'm not asking about calculus and so on, but maths is an important ingredient. But however, if you just handle maths on the side, I think BA economics should be decent. Okay.
Yeah.
Sanjeev, we are.
I think
Just one question, if I can take
Yeah,
up
please
this
go
one
ahead.
question. Yeah.
yes, Nirmal, I would request you to answer one question and then
Yeah.
we'll wrap up shortly.
Sure. Will it be difficult for me to get admission in the social sciences sector after taking PCM in grade 12? No, it will not be. I think because look at the analytical skills that you're building up. Those are going to be relevant no matter what you do. And the only thing that you need in continuity when you go into college is things like science. If you're studying engineering, you do need science in 11 and 12. If you're studying maths, you do need maths in 11 and 12, etc. But if you can always pick up new subjects like psychology, economics, and other social sciences subjects without having them beforehand. So they are subjects you can pick up from scratch, and it is not difficult to pick them up. So please, by all means, I took up economics and I had PCM in class 11 and 12. And there are many people who do that. These are the ones which are easier to pick up because the colleges do not presuppose any prior knowledge in that particular area. They will start from scratch with you. Okay, but if you're doing science or engineering, yes, you do need prior knowledge of science and engineering. Great. So I know there'll be tons of questions which will keep coming, but in the interest of time, Sanjeev, over to you.
Yes, I think we've been flooded with questions. We have a lot of questions. Unfortunately, due to time constraint, we haven't been able to answer each of them. However, said that, dear Prikshit ji and Nirmal, I would request you to give your pearls of wisdom in a short, nutshell to all the attendees whom we could not answer the questions while they're still confused. In short, if you could just tell them the key takeaway on how to keep themselves cool and plan properly. So, Nirmal, if you could first, okay, Prikshit ji, the first 5 points that you have.
PT sir.
Stay motivated, eat healthy, have a proper schedule, work, research, keep your plan ABC ready. You'll be safe, no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And just to add to that, be very resilient, be very open-minded. There's thousands and millions of people over the years who have come out of different problems, and you also will. You have to be open-minded to adapt to the situation. Please, I keep using the word adapt, and that's the most important takeaway. Be open-minded, resilient, and adapt. You'll be fine. Absolutely.
So with that note, I would like to thank you, dear Nirmal, dear Prikshit ji, and thanks to all the attendees. We have built up a fantastic platform. We have all the leading universities from India on this platform live to talk to you on a video chat, on a WhatsApp, or on a phone call. Besides that, we've lined up some very eminent educators who are going to be there today and tomorrow post this session. Also, we have a Vice Chancellor's roundtable. So try and attend them from the comfort of your house, as they said, sipping cappuccino or masala chai as you like it. And we've come to your house. You don't need to come to our exhibitions now. We've got the exhibitions to your place. So make the best use of it, and we wish you good luck. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for the platform and congratulations for this pivot that you guys have done. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.